Kelly Nygaard is with us. Had to think for a moment. Kelly, thanks for joining us from the Faribault Area Chamber. Love your sweater.
Thanks. I got to represent a little bit here with this logo wear.
That's very nice. Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Folks that watch this on YouTube are going to see the chamber sweater.
Well, I'm always cold, so it's handy to have, a little cardigan with it.
Are those available for sale, or are they just...
Not that I'm aware, but maybe we can make an exception for you.
No, I'm not saying for me, but I'm thinking there are some people that might be...
Yeah, we've got those little zip-up hoodies that are quite popular as well. A lot of people comment on those as far as liking that style.
Do you sell those?
Not at this point, but it's something we could consider going forward.
Yeah, why not? I mean, every bit of funding, I'm sure, is welcome at the Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism. Mm-hmm. I did see your news release about the Faribault Mainstreet Downtown Business Challenge coming back.
We are really excited about that. We did that last year as well. The idea originated several years back. It was originally under a Shark Tank model, and then last year our ER committee, Economic Restructuring, worked really hard to kind of revise it, revamp it, and find a way to make it feasible for our community. We went through the process last year. We started with 7 applicants, and over the course of the summer, they developed a full business plan. Rough Acres ultimately won last year, and they've had a huge amount of success with that. So they're doing very well, and they were able to get their doors open, expand. We're hoping that we'll get some really great ideas this year as well. We know we will. We actually had a couple other businesses open as a result of the challenge that, unfortunately, we could only have one winner, but there were a couple other really great ideas. So they surfaced as well, and we're looking forward to seeing what this year brings.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rough Acres was already in business.
They opened after the application process started. So they were in the process when they opened their smaller location, and they did expand. But expansion qualified as well.
Okay.
So if there's a business that wants to expand within the district in a way that's really going to help grow their business and our community, they would still be eligible.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, so they had started the process and then opened, but they did use the funds from winning to help expand and add some additional offerings.
And they've been successful.
Yeah, they're very busy. They're actually open both Saturday and Sundays, and I'm told that they frequently are very busy those days as well. They offer cooking classes. They're doing quite well.
Yeah, more and more businesses are opening on Sundays, I've noticed.
I think that's excellent, for the consumers to have another opportunity to get down, see our community.
It's another day.
Yeah. And we're really hoping that we'll get some great business ideas this year as well. Last year, like I mentioned, we had 7. This year, we're hoping to see at least that many. The restrictions pretty small as far as you have to have an idea, and it has to be within the downtown district, and you need to be 18 years of age or older to apply. Beyond that, then you'll have the opportunity to work with a small business coach to develop that plan and work out some of the kinks and go through the entire process. But initially, it's just a 1-page sheet, and that's available online on our website.
And you get a prize package worth approximately $20,000.
Yep, so it's a great incentive to help a business start. You're going to get tools from working with the small business coach, but additionally, you're going to get some marketing, you're going to get a website, you're going to get cash dollars to help you open those doors or expand. So it's really a wonderful package that $20,000 could really assist in the opening of a new business.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember exactly the statistics. It's something to the effect that most businesses fail in the first 5 years of operation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So any boost really helps.
Yep, because that gives them that initial boost, but also having gone through the process of having a detailed plan really, I think, sets them up for a little bit greater success because they've thought about overhead costs. They've thought about some of that and worked their way through. Before they open, they have a little better idea what exactly they'll need.
Now, let's be honest. Most of us don't know how to write a business plan.
Nope, and that's why the SBDC and SCORE offices are so valuable through the chamber.
In fact, we should probably do a show on that sometime.
Actually, you should. That'd be really informative.
Get somebody in from the SBDC.
Mm-hmm. And that's the Small Business Development Center, and it's a free counseling service to small businesses.
You hear that, folks? Free. If you're thinking about opening a business, they're absolutely free. That's the best 4-letter word in the English language other than love.
That's right.
Free. And take a break. Get our opening market report, which Jerry, I don't know if he's going to love it or not, but we'll find out. When AM Minnesota continues, we'll visit more about this. And I'm sure we've got some other chamber events coming up that we want to discuss when AM Minnesota continues. Kelly Nygaard's with us. She's from the Faribault Area Chamber of Commerce. She's running the Main Street program, right? Aren't you the coordinator of the Main Street?
Yep, I coordinate the Main Street program, and we've got always a lot of exciting things going on. One of the things we've got coming up soon is the car cruises, which are one of my favorite events throughout the summer.
When is that starting?
Third Friday of every month through the summer, so May 18th is our kickoff for this season.
Got anything special planned for the kickoff?
Well, we're going to have live music as always. I've reached out to, a lot of times that's the one that the U of M solar vehicle team comes to. They're checking their schedules right now. We'll hopefully get them lined up. I can tell you that August this year is going to be a little different. We're going to be off-site. Faribault Harley-Davidson has invited us out to their grounds, and we're going to have a band out there, and it's going to be a great time. So the August one, we are going to take her off-site, but the rest we're going to be right downtown on Central Avenue.
And I do know that Grit and Grace and Fierce Nutrition plan on being open during the car cruise.
Yes, and we're really excited about that. We're hoping that some more businesses will open up, offering some retail options to our people that are coming downtown. I'm going to hopefully put together a little map that'll be there when people come to the registration table. Additionally, there's an effort from our arts community. They're going to do a creative crawl, they're calling it. And so I think there's about 10 or 12 artists so far that have agreed that they're going to, some of them own shops like Fleur de Lis Gallery and the Glass Garden Beads and different things in the Paradise, and they're going to open up their doors and maybe bring a little cart of their wares out to kind of showcase some of the arts offerings throughout our downtown community as well, and that'll coincide with our events, which we're excited about.
Yeah, other things people could do while they're looking at the cars and walking down the street and down memory lane.
Yeah, to kind of fill out that event a little and give some more offerings. So I think that'll be a nice compliment as well.
You are going to have food again, right?
We will have food.
I mean, I think that's the big thing that this car cruise has that many others don't.
We will have some food offerings. We're buttoning up all of that right now. And we will have DJ music provided once again.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, so all in all, they're usually really great events. Last year, May, it was a little bit cold, a little bit rainy. We still had it, hoping for better weather this year.
Yeah, well, you can't control the weather.
Yeah.
So it's every third Friday of the month?
Yep, May 18th will be the first one, then June 17th. And this year we're actually the official Heritage Days car cruise as well. So the last several years we've had ours on Friday. They've hosted a Sunday one as well.
Yeah, Father's Day deal.
Yep, and this year they've just decided that they've asked us if we would kind of take the reins and just be the official one for that event. So we'll be hosting and on the official listing of Heritage Days activities.
Did you ever think about having it on Father's Day?
We have not. Ours have always been on the Friday, so for consistency we haven't. But that's certainly something we could discuss.
It was kind of a neat tie-in to Father's Day.
Yeah.
I always thought.
Yeah, and they did a nice job with it as well.
So again, we were discussing before the break about the second year of the Downtown Business Challenge, and the fact that 7 businesses applied a year ago, and born out of that, I think we're 3 total, right?
Correct.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we thought it was great results. So we're really looking forward to see what sort of entrepreneurial ideas spring forward this year.
Yeah. Well, maybe someone will submit again that didn't make it last year.
Yeah, and they would certainly be welcome to.
I would hate to be the judge on that. Who's on the panel? The judges?
Well, it's made up of local area business people, banking professionals, and executives. So we do try to keep it relatively confidential, the whole process, just for the benefit that the integrity of those ideas that remain private in case they want to do things with them later on.
We're talking like bankers who typically are the ones that are going to give out the loans.
Yeah, so that way, if they don't win, they still have gone far enough in the process where they could walk into a bank. They've got a complete business marketing plan. They know their overhead costs. They know what their sources of revenue are going to be. They've worked out a lot of those details and have a more comprehensive plan to receive funding with.
That's the difficult thing, I would think, is estimating what your revenue is going to be. How do you do that? I mean, really, there's got to be a formula that you put together.
But that's some of the benefits of working with the SBDC and the SCORE. They are experienced professionals in that field that can help navigate some of those issues. And there's precise formulas that they can work through.
Yeah. Because I always had this idea. I always wanted to have a sporting goods store where I'd also have inside the store, cards, collectible sports cards.
That would be fun.
Type stuff. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to work.
Well, maybe you should put together a proposal.
Yeah, no. At this age, there's no way I'd be opening up a business. But, when I sit down and think about how do you, you just pluck a number out of the air? How do you know? You have a wishful,
Yeah.
which is all you can do is plan for what you'd like to see. But, there's no prediction of what you're going to see. That would be difficult.
Well, and I think they work with a variety of factors: price point, margin for profit on each particular item that would be sold versus what they need to make versus what they can reasonably sell it for and maintain an audience to purchase that product. Then they look into other things like utility cost, rental rates, things like that, and kind of calculate what they'll need to earn and see if that's a feasible number.
That's changed over the years, too. When I was a young kid, just getting out of high school, I thought it'd be cool to own my own bar. But I wouldn't go in that business these days.
Mm-hmm.
With DWI laws being what they are. I'm happy there are people that do it, obviously, but that wouldn't work for me.
It's a different set of issues and things to work around, but for those that are passionate about it.
And then I thought about, having my own radio station. And I actually did submit a proposal.
Really?
To a small town in southeastern Minnesota, not where I grew up. I'm not going to say where it was. And we did have conversations back and forth, but it just, never obviously materialized because I'm still here.
Well, things have a way of working out. You've done a lot for the Faribault community, so maybe this is where you were meant to be.
I guess. But I did pursue that at the time.
Yeah.
And I was a young lad with absolutely no money, and now I'm an old lad with absolutely no money.
The cycle continues.
So as much as things have changed, they've kind of stayed the same.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So, you've got some sort of an awards luncheon coming up, don't you?
Yes, we do. That is our business awards luncheon. That'll be May 10th. We're really excited about that. The Chamber's made up of about 500 small businesses, so we represent about 12,000 employees, and every year we try to highlight a few of them through a nomination process. This year, our winners are, for 2018 Business of the Year, Archambault Brothers Disposal. We also have the 2018 Small Business of the Year, Rough Acres Market. And new business spotlight this year is Fairway Spirits and More. Plus, several customer service awards will be presented to people within our community that have showcased exemplary customer service and just been outstanding to work with. And that, again, is a nomination process. They were open for about a month. People could send in those nominations. We were really impressed with the caliber of what was turned in and the reasonings for why, and just really excited with this class of winners this year.
Yeah. No,
So-
Archambault Brothers have been around a long time.
That's right, and just really kind, wonderful people. So they were thrilled at this opportunity.
I'm sure they were.
We got to have them into the office and get to know them a little better. But again, the celebration is going to be May 10th. It is a luncheon. Tickets are available online at faribaultmn.org, or you can give us a call at the Chamber office, 334-4381, and we can make sure and arrange those tickets for you. Everyone is welcome to come and help celebrate the business community and these specific winning businesses this year.
So we're all invited.
You are all invited.
And I was happy to see that Kim Anderson receives the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes, and
the award that yours truly received last year when I was shocked. And then
well deserved, though.
Mr. Carlander was the only other person to receive it. So it was a long time between him and I, and now it's perfect timing. Of course, Kim, stepped down as the president, so what a great choice.
Yeah, and she's still actively involved with the Chamber. She's working on some special projects for us right now. She facilitates the Faribault Futures Leadership Program. Additionally, she is navigating setting up a Chamber Trust, which is a 501c3 with some charitable options, and she's been handling that process, but she's done a lot for the community in the time that she's been engaged here and continues to do so. So I think she's obviously very honored with this, and that award and ceremony is next Tuesday evening, I believe.
Right, it's in the evening. Mine, last year they had it during a lunch hour.
I recall that, yeah.
But this year I see they've made it an evening affair.
I suppose it's a little more available for people's schedules, so maybe they modified it.
That's what I thought when they did the lunch.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I was totally floored by the whole deal. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I thought it was great that you won. You've done a lot.
In fact, two of them now, Lifetime Achievement Award people, have worked here at KDHL Radio.
That's right.
Kim was here when I first got here. Worked with her for a number of years.
I wonder who the next will be.
Who knows? people can submit names, I would guess.
Yeah, we've got some movers and shakers in this community doing some
Well,
excellent work.
I don't think I'd quite put myself in the movers and shakers category. You know, but Kim definitely is. Was on the city council for a while.
Mm-hmm. But you do a lot of volunteerism.
Well, that doesn't make you a mover and shaker, I don't think. In any event, that's coming up, as you said,
Next Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday evening.
It's not the following Tuesday?
I thought it was next Tuesday.
I got my invite in the other room. I'll have to grab
Yeah.
that here. So you want to give us some more information? I'll go grab that. And you can give us some more information about the luncheon.
Yeah, well, again, like I said, Archambault Brothers, Rough Acres Market, Fairway Spirits, and more. And then, of course, our customer service awards. We're really looking forward to celebrating with the entire business community and just thanking those people for their contributions to the chamber. Another great opportunity that we're going to be doing to celebrate and thank people for their memberships and volunteerism within our community is our membership appreciation picnic on May 24th, 4:30 to 6:30. We're going to be hosting that at the chamber. Now, weather permitting, we'd like to be outside for that, but we will go inside if needed, and we'll have some beverages, music, food, a lot of fun. Everyone is welcome, and this is our opportunity to thank our members and volunteers throughout the year, and that's our member appreciation picnic, and we hope to see you there, Gordy.
And I was right, the event is the 15th of May.
Okay, so it is next Tuesday then.
No, it's the following Tuesday.
2 Tuesdays from now. Okay,
Yeah.
See, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, next Tuesday is the 8th. It's the week following next Tuesday.
Well, it's a good thing you corrected me, or I would have shown up to an empty hall.
That's quite all right. But I seem to recall that when I got the invite.
Yeah.
So that's why I grabbed it to make sure, and it is on May 15th. Starts at 5:30. Actually, the ceremony starts at 6, but 5:30 they must have a little social get-together before the ceremony at the Faribault Elks Lodge. Faribault Elks Lodge. I say I need to RSVP here. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kim Anderson, what a great choice.
You should get a photo of the two of you together then, along with Mr. Carlander.
That would be very cool. I saw Mr. Carlander in the State Bank of Faribault just the other day. I can't believe how hard that guy works.
Yeah. Dedicated.
When I get to be his age, there's no way I'm going to be working.
Well, and he still serves on several boards. I know he's on the Faribault Foundation board as well.
I might do some volunteer work, but I mean, going to work like he's doing down at the State Bank,
in a suit and tie.
not going to happen when I get to be a Dick's age.
Yeah.
But that was a good choice, obviously, too,
Oh, certainly.
many years ago.
Tremendous contributions to our community.
I can't even imagine anybody coming close
Yeah.
to all the things that he's done for our town. We're so fortunate.
We really are. We've got some fantastic people in our community that have really done great efforts to give back.
You can certainly say that again. So those business ideas, I don't know if you mentioned the fact that the end of this month is the deadline to submit
Yep,
those?
May 30th we'd like to have those in. And the initial form is pretty easy. We need your contact information and just a paragraph or two about what you'd like to do. And then through the process, you really expand on that and kind of flesh it out a lot with those details. But the initial application, it just requires your contact information, a little bit about the idea and what you'd like to do with it. And then it needs to be in by May 30th. You can either email that in, drop it off in person, or mail it. Any of those forms will work.
And my guess is, $20,000 isn't going to make or break whether or not you open as a business, right? I mean, it's a nice boost, don't get me wrong.
Right, yeah.
But you better have some other capital.
Yeah,
to
I mean, it's
invest.
certainly not meant to be the sole source, but it's a great asset in starting up.
I'd have to do some checking on it. I wonder what the average capital investment is. Depends on your business, of course.
Yeah, I think it would range greatly depending on the size and scope of your business.
But most of these were small businesses?
Most of the applicants that we had last year, were smaller businesses. I think due in part to the downtown area. You have to work within the capability of what you can fit in that district.
So that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, on May 30th. I'm hoping we'll see some really good ideas spring forth from that.
Yeah. Well, as I said earlier, I remember Nort and others coming on the show afterward, pretty excited that they were able to get 3 businesses out of the 7 that initially.
Yeah.
I challenge any other town to have that kind of success.
Yeah, and I know there are a couple other communities that outstate and within Minnesota, there's one other community that's done it for sure, but I don't know if they've had the turnaround of 3 out of 7 actually open the doors.
So can you explain what Main Street is again? Faribault Main Street.
Main Street falls under the umbrella of the Preservation Alliance of Minnesota, and it's a revitalization effort for our downtown district with a 4-pillar approach. Economic restructuring, organization, which handles fundraising as we are a nonprofit. Economic restructuring does things like the business challenge to facilitate business growth and development. Promotions, which is kind of what people probably mostly associate us with, and that would be your events downtown. The car cruises, Winterfest, which actually we're going to be having a meeting coming up about next week. If anyone's interested in getting involved with the planning and coordination of that, reach out to me. I'm going to be facilitating and starting those conversations soon. So design does a lot of the events, that component. We also partner with ORG, being their fundraising on the Faribault Flannel Formal, which we had about a month ago with great success. So promotions is the more visible component, and then we have design, which works on the functionality, not just the looks, but the functionality of our downtown. And their biggest project that's coming to fruition right now is a bench project, 25 benches, which will tell the history of Faribault. They've been beautifully done with photos, all locally done, and right now we're actually having bench ends custom created. They're doing digital scanning with 8,000 points of information per bench, and then they're going to pour those for us out of iron, so they'll be really durable and last a long time. And those 25 benches should be up midsummer is the hope, telling the history of Faribault.
Are they replacing the bus benches we have now, or what?
Yep, they've been pre-located the spots. They'll be predominantly up and down Central Avenue. And the spots have been authorized with the city council. They've worked to kind of select the best opportunities for those spots. So they're going to be beautifully done. If you are interested in sponsoring a bench, it's a 5-year sponsorship. And again, call the chamber for more information on that.
Well, they must have a limited number of benches they're doing.
Yep, we have 25 benches.
Okay.
Each one telling a little different component of our history, from Anna Buckham to Betty Wall-Strophus, I know a good friend of yours.
Oh, yeah.
To the fur trading industry and the milling history of our community, along with photos. And they've been beautifully put together. We're excited to see them come to fruition.
You know, talking about downtown Main Street, I introduced the Buddy Koopman Orchestra at this weekend's event, this past weekend down at the Paradise Center for the Arts. I actually did not plan on staying, but I ended up staying for the whole concert. It was so good.
Did you dance?
No. No, I did not. But, I mean, I tapped my toe a lot and stuff because it was awesome. They did a great job. Unfortunately, the crowd wasn't that big, and they were packed a year ago. So, you know, I told them they probably shouldn't have. Anyway, the, what was I going to say? Oh, the Tilt-A-Whirl cars, both of them had people there getting selfies. When I got out and was walking down to my vehicle, I had to park a couple blocks away because they had a wedding event down at the event center downtown.
And that's a beautiful new facility in our district.
It is. It really was.
It's gorgeous. I went to their open house. Was blown away.
They were dancing to some tunes in there, the young people at the wedding dance.
Yeah. We're really excited to have those beautifully restored Tilt-A-Whirl cars back downtown. I think they've been there about a week now.
Yeah.
And the timing was perfect because last weekend our community plays host to the American Association of University Women, the AAUW. They held their state conference here. So there's about 150 women from all over the state kind of convening on Faribault. And as part of putting our best foot forward, those were brought out, spiffed up, and I think they would have been about this time anyhow, but it was really great that those were out in time for their visit.
Well, I was amazed that both of them were active with people getting selfies. And then just the other day I had lunch downtown. As I came out of the place where I had lunch, I turned to my left and looked over by Burkhart Myers, and there were people sitting in there getting selfies again. So those are used a lot more than people might think.
Yeah, they're great assets to help tell this history of our community.
It was a great idea. Just a
and the work that went into them. They put a lot of effort into raising the funds and going through the process of restoring them.
Yeah. So I'm kind of amazed, actually. And I've seen many wedding parties take selfies in them over the...
As have I, yeah.
Since the city put them up, I should say. I was going to say we, but I'm not part of that process. So it's kind of fun to have that downtown. I wonder if we've ever... I know Nort and I kind of brainstormed one day that we need to have a Tilt-A-Whirl museum here.
I think that would be
Some
excellent.
sort of a museum that has tilt-a-whirl, maybe Faribault Woolen Mills and some of the other signature Burkhardt's Meyer shoes. Could have some
They've been
stuff
here a long
in,
time.
a Faribault museum of history.
Yeah. Burkhardt's Myers has been a great business downtown for
Spam museum
several
could draw
generations.
people. You'd think Tilt-a-Whirl and Faribault Woolen Mill Museum could draw some people.
Oh, I think certainly. People have a lot of nostalgia around the Tilt-a-Whirl, so I think there's certainly a target audience for that would be intrigued by that.
A lot of people around here worked there at one time. You know? So that concludes today's edition of AMSO. I got 1 minute, Kelly. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you wanted to touch on, that we didn't touch on, that we should have touched on, that we will touch on?
I'd just like to thank everyone for their support of the Chamber and remind you about our upcoming events, Business Awards on the 10th, and then following that, the car cruise on the 18th. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Also want to thank, just this morning we had business before hours at Faribault Insurance and Comprehensive Wealth Solutions, so thank them for hosting us this morning.
Cool. That's up by where I live.
Oh.
Just a few houses down is where they're located.
You should have stopped
I dug out
in.
that fire hydrant here when we had our last snowstorm. It was right on the corner there of Faribault Insurance. Yeah. That concludes today's edition. You should have seen the look I just got from Kelly on that one. You can see it if you look at our YouTube broadcast. Again, our show today, would certainly appreciate Kelly stopping by from the Chamber. Tomorrow, Big Hats, Big Hearts coming up this weekend. We'll get some details. It's a Paradise fundraiser. We'll have multiple guests on the show. And on Friday, Superintendent and Dr. Houston will be in. They got a great idea. They're going to plant trees at the third graders will throughout the district. We're going to focus on Jefferson Elementary. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're in tune to KDHLAM.